Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1985 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today's matchup is between the Detroit Tigers and the New York Yankees at Yankee Stadium. On the mound for the Tigers today is Bryan Kelly, whose 1984 record was 13-5 with a 3.40 ERA. And pitching for the Yankees is Jack Morris, whose 1984 record was 10-6 with a 3.66 ERA. Okay, we had a nice victory yesterday as we shut out the Yankees, just like they shut us out on opening day. So we won 7-0. Gibby had a couple of home runs. Bert Blyleven pitched a gem. He went 7 innings. He might have been able to go the full 9, but we're concerned about his health. We're concerned about keeping his innings down, and the fact that he has a 73 rating, which is well below league average, concerns me. So we want to monitor him all year long and try not to overtax him, especially early in the season, just in case we are in it during the stretch run. We could definitely use a performance like Bert Blyleven gave us yesterday. So after we've traded shutouts with the Yankees, I always get a little concerned about what happens this early in the season. I mean, we have a 3-run differential. The game thinks that we should be 2-0 somehow. And so does that mean that the Yankees are going to absolutely spank us today? Are we going to continue on with another major victory? I have no idea. I always feel like it's all sort of predetermined based on the Pythagorean, the run differential. And if the game is saying that we should be 2-0, then I certainly feel like the Yankees are going to give us the beat down today. And if that happens, it's going to come at the hands of former Tiger Jack Morris. If you look right down here, you'll see that Detroit releases Jack Morris. This happened last year in October after the World Series occurred. We had no choice but to release Jack Morris. It says that he was asking for $870,000, and he ended up he ended up signing for $1.7 million. So we were never going to be able to afford Jack Morris. We had to let him go. Our payroll is already above what we can afford. And so even though I don't think anyone would really consider Detroit a small market city, the Tigers did play like a small market city for many years. It wasn't until after we suffered the 114 loss season, we were 49 and 113, does that sound right? That season where we started spending money, we signed, in real life, we signed Pudge Rodriguez, which led to the signing of Fernando Vina, who never did anything for us. And then step by step, we started adding big name players when Mike Ilitch opened up his checkbook and started bringing in all these big names that eventually led us to Miggy Cabrera. So yeah, at one point the Tigers were a small market team, and I think the game kind of reflects that. And the only way you can become a big market team is if you string together a lot of winning seasons where your fan base improves and you start filling the seats. And we're not quite there yet. So nonetheless, we have to play Game 3 today, and we have to face our old teammate, Jack Morris. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get today's game started. As always, I appreciate everyone following along. Like and or subscribe to the channel. Just as a note, if you were following the 1970 Seattle Pilots what-if scenario season that just ended on April 1st, the voting is still up on the the Brainiac Baseball community page here on YouTube, where you can vote for the MVP of that season. There's been 14 votes so far. Darren Johnson seems to have the lead, but you can still get in on that and vote. There's no real time frame for that, but I think we'll probably begin to ignore it here before too long. as we've already turned the page into the 85 Tigers season. Now, it says here somehow that Brian Kelly's never faced the Yankees. We know that's not true. I guess the game is glitching pretty good at this point. All the bullpen is available. So far, our closer Dave Smith, Dave Gumpert, and Dan Schatzeder have yet to pitch. So if we need them, they'll probably get into today's game. And then we have Jack Morris, right-hander, facing our Tigers today. So it's our lineup versus righties. This whole series has been right-handers. And so what I've done today is I've put Kevin Bass in the DH spot, which is normally occupied by Brett. We've moved him to first base, a position that he's not unfamiliar with, but is definitely not a strong defensive position for him. And then we've given Kenny Smith the day off. So Kevin Bass will get his first start of the year. Well deserved. He had a good year for us last year. Let's go ahead and do the official Tigers lineup rundown for today's ballgame. Batting leadoff in center field is Willie Wilson. Batting second, playing first base, is George Brett. Batting third at shortstop is Alan Trammell. Batting cleanup in left field is Kirk Gibson. Batting fifth in right field is Glenn Wilson. Batting sixth and catching is Terry Kennedy. Batting seventh and DHing is Kevin Bass. Batting eighth at third base is Doug Baker. And batting ninth is the second baseman, Sweet Lou Whitaker. Okay, Jack Morris in his 1985 Topps card, Tigers uniform. It's weird to have him across the diamond from us. You'll see what he did last year as a Tiger. He did get injured for the first time in our sim, because we started in 1980, and 81 was a strike year, which is why there was only 24 starts for him. He went 10-6 with a 3.66 ERA, 158 strikeouts in 184 and 2/3 innings pitched. Opponents batting .239 against him. He did have 4 complete games and a shutout. Fastball topping out at 93 miles an hour. Ground ball percentage is 44.3%. He's got that splitter, which is rated a 92. I had to add that pitch and give it to him, much like we just gave Candiotti the knuckleball. The splitter is Jack Morris's pitch, and he didn't even have it in the game. It was his dominating pitch, and we made it a 92. He's got a fastball that's an 87, and a slider that's just below league average. So that may come back to haunt us today. But overall, he's only rated an 85. The 29-year-old right-hander is now making $1.7 million through 1989 to play for the Yankees. We'll see how long he stays in the rotation, though. With that 85 rating and the amount of money that Yankees make, they keep signing all these starting pitchers, and the ones that are, on the decline go to AAA. So I'm very curious to see how long Jack Morris actually remains in the rotation. Okay, here at Yankee Stadium, the defense for the Yankees looks like the same as the first 2 games. Right field is TARTABULL. First base is Dennis Worth. Behind the plate is Ron HASSEY, the catcher. Those are the only liabilities. Everybody else is league average or better. And we've got Willie Wilson leading it off. You'll see their at-bats so far this season. As Willie Wilson leads it off, he's 1 for 7. And he has played against Morris before. He's 3 for 7 in his career as Wilson gets a base hit into center field. Wilson's 2 for 2 with stolen bases so far. I think we have to let George Brett swing away. Brett's 2 for 8 this year. There's a comebacker. And a double play! No! Morris turns a double play against us. That's rough. 2 down for Trammell. Trammell 3 for 9 on the year. And he strikes out. Okay. That is not how you want to start against your former teammate. We go to the bottom of the first. Let's take a look here at the Yankees lineup. Batting leadoff in center field is Otis NIXON. Batting second at second base is Willie Randolph. Batting third at third base is Fritzie CONNALLY. Batting cleanup in right field is Danny TARTABULL. Batting fifth and DHing is Nelson Simmons. Batting sixth in left field is Steve KEMP. Batting seventh at first base is Dennis WERTH. Batting eighth and catching is Ron HASSEY. And batting ninth at shortstop is the Wizard, Ozzie Smith. Okay, Brian Kelly gets the start today. What a great job he did for us last year. In fact, he's been nothing but solid ever since we called him up. We gave him his first opportunity to start every game, and he went 13-5 with a 3.40 ERA in 1984. 102 strikeouts in a 167 innings pitched. Opponents are batting .238 against him. He got his first career complete game. His fastball tops out at 92 miles an hour. Ground ball percentage is 48%. The splitter is his best pitch as well. It's rated an 86. A two-seam fastball rated an 81. Overall rated an 87. The 26-year-old righty is making the major league minimum, but he does go to arbitration at the end of the year. Additionally, you can take a look here at his playoff numbers. He's 2-1 with a 4 ERA. He's just been so good for us. Much like Stephon Weaver and Roger Slagle for the Yankees, a guy that never really made it into the majors is performing, at a top level. Okay, here's our defense. Solid everywhere you look. We do have George Brett at first. He's a couple ticks worse than Kenny Smith defensively, but I don't think it's anything that he can't handle. And we've still got Kennedy behind the plate. He started all 3 games against the Yankees. Here we go. Otis Nixon leading off versus Brian Kelly. Nixon with a ground ball to short. Trammell making the play. Trammell was the Gold Glover in 1984 in our sim as shortstop. Willie Randolph grounds out to third. 2 quick outs for Kelly, and here's Fritzie CONNALLY. Another ground ball to third. Play is made. Top of the lineup for the Yankees, not doing it so far this year. We go to the top of the second, and here's Gibby. 2 home runs and 2 strikeouts. He struck out 6 times in his 9 at-bats. And he'll take a walk. So we got Gibby on. Leadoff man on for the second time. Let's see if Gibby's still got the speed. 76% chance to steal. What did he do last year? 28 home runs, 32 stolen bases. Almost a 30-30 guy. Gibby will be going on the first pitch. Low and outside, and Gibby steals second base. Runner in scoring position now for Glenn Wilson. Wilson 1 for 8, does not have an RBI this year. Ground ball in the hole at short. You're not going to get that past the Wizard. There's 1 out. Here's TK. A chance to drive in a run, and he strikes out on the splitter. Oh, that was the fastball. Nothing but fastballs to Kennedy. That'll leave it up to Kevin Bass, his first at-bat of the year. We'll take a closer look at him real quick. He got the most at-bats. He had the most hits he's ever had. Doubles, triples, home runs. Looking good. Drove in a ton of runs. This was as a 4th outfielder. He even had 10 stolen bases and batted .287. So a very capable 4th outfielder. Valuable to the team. No value there. We go to the bottom of the second. And Danny TARTABULL will lead it off. TARTABULL has a 1-0 count. Ground ball into the hole. Trammell going deep to get it. And he makes the play. 1 out for Nelson Simmons, the DH. And he's going to gap it. That's a double, maybe 3. Oh, he holds at second. That is Simmons' first hit of the year. He had 11 doubles last year. I guess he's going to get the opportunity to be the DH every game this year. So that will be interesting to see how that works out. And then a wild pitch. Gets Simmons to third. We'll pull the infield in. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I feel like this is going to be a close game. And then, oh, great. So there was never anything that we were going to be able to do to prevent that from happening. Kemp pops it up. How many wild pitches did Kelly have last year? 2. Oh, no. I'm sorry. I'm dumb. That's this year. He had 6 last year. He's already 1/3 of the way to his total from last year in one ball game. Not because of anything in his ratings, only because of what the game had to do to get that run in. That's why Baseball Mogul is the worst game on the market. And then Kelly walks Dennis Worth. So 2 down with Worth at first. And line drive, maybe a hit. Oh, it's going to be caught by the right fielder. Wilson. All right, so they get a run because they had to. That's usually a very bad sign. Doug Baker, in a way, then a best hitter. He's 4 for 7 as he pops out. 1 down. Whitaker grounds out. And Willie Wilson. Base hit to right. I mean, we may as well go for it. You got nothing to lose. And a double for Wilson, a hustle double. We were going to steal anyway. Attempt to steal. So that's his first double of the year. Willie Wilson, not really an extra base guy. So you're going to have to take your chances with him. We've got a runner in scoring position. Let's see if George Brett can capitalize. 1-0 count. Bottom of the third, here's Ozzie. He's 1 for 5 on the year. Ground ball to Lou. Whitaker making the play. And a gapper for NIXON. That could be a triple. Nope, he will hold. His first double of the year. Wild pitch, score a run. Why not? Game doesn't care. Randolph, a ground ball to first. And Brett makes the play. Good job. Wild pitch, pass ball, balk. Infield single. What's it going to be? Fritzie CONNALLY. Dealer's choice. A comebacker. An error? Oh, no. We get out of it. Go to the top of the 4th. You got to say that so far this series has not been about the hitters. Usually you come out of spring training and the hitters dominate. The pitchers are just not up to speed. There's an error by Dennis Worth. Somehow a throwing error. Was he trying to get it to the pitcher? Either way, Trammell will advance to second. And that will be an unearned run if we can knock him in. Gibby with a ground ball to third and another error. God, this is so frustrating. Oh my gosh. First and third. Here's Glenn Wilson. We're going to hit and run with Wilson. He's a contact hitter. Ground ball to second. That will get Trammell in. The game's tied. It's unearned. None of these runs are going to hurt Morris. Gibby goes to second. Let's see if TK could drive him in. Or is that our one run? Oh, no. Blown pass. Worth on the first baseline. And Kennedy has an RBI double, unearned run. But at least we get an RBI. That is Kennedy's first double. I believe he led the team last year with 35. And the Tigers are up 2-0. All unearned. Kevin Bass. Ground ball to short. Kennedy better hold. No. So that, yeah, we will not be scoring another run. They automatically ran into that one. Let's try to steal second with Kevin Bass. He had 10 stolen bases last year. And so we're 4 for 4 as a team. Or 5 for 5, perhaps. So Bass is in scoring position for Doug Baker. Baker has an 0-1 count and a high fly ball to center. So the Tigers get 2 because they had to get 2, not because of anything I did. We go to the bottom of the 4th, and here is Danny TARTABULL to lead it off. TARTABULL with a ground ball to third. 1 down. Next man up is Nelson Simmons. Couldn't find the plate. Second walk. Now, Kelly is not a strikeout pitcher, but he did have 102 in 167 innings. So, I mean, he's not the kind of pitcher to walk more than he strikes out. And in fact, you can see it's only ever improved. So I don't know what's going on here. But again, I'm guessing the game is doing what it has to do. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing we can do to stop this. We just have to let him hit a 3-run home run or whatever he's going to do. Well, there's a strikeout. First and second. Ron HASSEY at the plate with 2 down. And it's all tied to 2. It had to happen. The walks happened for a reason. Moving on to the top of the 5th. All tied at 2. Sweet Lou leading it off, and he walks, of course. Willie Wilson, a great contact hitter. So we will hit and run with him. 5 for 9 in his career against J-Mo. Wilson with a tapper back to Morris. Whitaker does advance. At some point here, George Brett's got to click, right? He's got to put it together. And he walks. Another walk for Morris. This is a double play, and there's nothing we can do to prevent it. So we just let it happen. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Otis Nixon leading off. And another walk. Let's see if Randolph can get out. If he's not, we got to put him. There's nothing we can do here. That'll get Nixon to third. Now, what I want to do is I want to walk Fritzie CONNALLY because he's got no speed and set up a double play for TARTABULL. But the truth is there's nothing here I'm going to be able to do. Any strategy is irrelevant, you know. There's nothing that I'm going to be able to do to prevent Nixon from scoring. I will pull the infield in just in case Kelly can get a ground ball or a strikeout. That might be our only chance. So Kelly's coming out of the game after completely losing his shit. We're going to bring in Gumpy Gumpert. First time we're seeing Gumpert. And you can see just how lights out he was last year. No save, 6 blueies, but you know, he's a middle reliever guy. Fastball topping out at 89 miles an hour, ground ball percentage is 42%. Sidearm curve is the only pitch he has that's any good, rated an 84. Overall rated as 75. The 26-year-old righty is arbitration eligible at the end of the 86 season. We're going to play back, try to hope for a double play. That was my strategy in my head. It won't matter, but we'll give it a shot. 3-2. And now they just are going to pile it on. Oh, no, that's not. Maybe there's a double play. Yeah, I mean, it all set up because it had to happen. Once it happened, the game gave us a double play. This game blows, no doubt about it. I'm only 3 games in to the season, and I already hate baseball mobile. But, you know, it's the way it's designed. I mean, we already know how it works. Morris is at 98 pitches somehow. With his 93 endurance, he can go like 130. So he's not even anywhere close. And I often feel like if a pitcher has a high endurance, they'll throw more balls. The game will force him to get to a point where it needs to either take him out because he's tired. He'll get to 130 pitches in the 9th inning. It's his first start, so it's going to happen. Gibby advances on the hit and run. Kennedy driving in. Yep. Fantastic game. And another double for Kennedy, so he's got 2 doubles today. Kevin Bass would be nice if he could come through. Get down. Yep. And Dougie walks. Whitaker was so bad last year. We need something big from him. Yeah, there we go, down the right field line. Kennedy scores. Baker goes to third. And they're pulling Morris and bringing in the Goose, Rich Gossage. He was a closer through the 81 season of our sim. And then they've used him mostly as a setup man. And he's been very productive. He's on a Hall of Fame trajectory. He is a free agent at the end of the year. First and third, 2 down. Tigers have the lead, 4-3. A little more competitive than the first 2 games. Wilson lines out to second. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Time to bring in the lefties. It's going to be Schatzy. Dan Schatzeder, a pitcher I always liked for the Tigers. You see that we had him in 80 and 81. We dumped him on Oakland when we got rid of Rick Russell. Remember that fiasco? And he pitched for 2 years, and then he didn't pitch at all last year in the majors. He made starts in the minors, and he was effective. So Schatzy will face Steve Kemp. Is this ball 4? Nope, 0-1. I totally expected him to get walked. So Kemp lines out. Here's Dennis Worth. Right-handed bat. Keep it down low. No. It's right in the zone, but the ground ball to second is the out number 2. And then Ron Hassey with a 1-0 count. Base hit. Lefty on lefty violence. Only batted .200 last year versus lefties, and yet he gets a very easy single into center. We're going to guard the lines with the Wizard up. Straight away, center field. Caught by Wilson. We go to the top of the 7th. Goose is coming back out. Here's George Brett. With a ground ball to the Wizard. Take a look at the in-game stats. Brett now 0 for 3 with a walk. Here's Trammell. He's not reached base today. Ground ball to first. Oh, another error by Worth. That's the second one of the game. All right. Let's see if we can add to the unearned run total. No, Gibby strikes out. Gibby's going to strike out 200 times the way things are going. And here's Glenn Wilson. He's 0 for 3, but he's got an RBI. That's a foul ball that's going to be caught. There's no room out there, but there's room. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Tigers maintaining a 4-3 lead. I want shots. Yeah, I got a 297 versus lefties. So we're going to bring in a righty. Oh, man. We're going to bring in Jeff Montgomery. He only got 1 out in his first appearance. He walked somebody, and that run scored. I don't think it was due to him. I think it was the follow-up pitcher. Well, we want to get Montgomery right. And NIXON bats 254 as a switch hitter versus righty. So This is the right move. We'll see if it pays off. 1-0 count. Infield single. So there's the tying run for sure. This is a stolen base or a pass ball or some crap. Oh, he's going to be thrown out by Kennedy. I did not expect that to happen. Holy cow. Well, that's a good sign for us. Randolph with a looper into right for out number 2. And Fritzie Connolly, who's over 2 with a walk today, strikes out. That's a good bounce back appearance for Montgomery. We go to the top of the 8th inning. They're going to bring in their closer, Kirk Kaufman. I have no idea who this guy is either, but this is his rookie card. So he didn't really make it to the majors until 84 in real life. But you can see he's been very good and effective closer for the Yankees. He's got a 97-mile-an-hour fastball that's rated a 97. So that is overpowering. Let's see how TK does. He's got a couple doubles. Yeah, he watches strike 3, the right guy. 1 down. Here's Kevin Bass. 0 for 3. Stole a base. On top of it, pulls it into right. For out number 2, and Dougie 0 for 2 with a walk. Okay, well, I think Dougie's going to get a day off. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. I want Montgomery to pitch to TARTABULL, and then we'll bring in the lefty setup guy, which I think is Comstock, right? Let's see if Montgomery can get Danny. 2-0 count. Keep it low. There we go. Ground ball to short. Trammell getting the job done. In comes Keith Comstock. We are playing the matchups. Went 2/3 of an inning in game 1. Gave up a hit and struck out a batter. Nelson Simmons a switch hitter though, so he's going to turn around. He hits lefties better. Simmons bloops it into left. Oh, it falls in front of Gibby. And a base hit for Simmons. That is not good with Kemp up. Kemp batting .216 versus left-handers. Full count. And yeah. Well, we did our best. And it's now 6-4. It had to happen. There's no other way. Got to get that ERA up so we can come back down. Pull the infield in. It won't matter. Otis NIXON just hit a 3-run home run to the deepest part of the ballpark with a 73 power. Did not get a single out. Gave up 6 runs, 5 hits and a walk. This game blows. We're going to bring in our closer. Down to the final 3 outs. Yankees win 9-4. Win 2 out of 3. At least we will go home for our home opener against the Twins. 4-game series. Oh, a trade offer from the Expos. It's been so long since we've had one. There's nothing here that we want. This is all garbage. We don't want Dave Valley. We're good on catchers. We don't need schlubs they're trying to get rid of. Mark Leiter Has a future as a number 5 starter, but that's about it. So, no thanks. All right. Who are we facing against the Twins? Moscow versus Rosie. Bert versus Robinson. Frank Sweet Music Viola versus Petrie. And Kevin Gross versus Bert Blyleven. All right, I'll take a look at the standings. 1 and 2. Yeah, I mean, there's really not much to discern. I guess looking at the home runs, like Toronto's got 6 home runs. Chicago and Seattle have 6 home runs. Oakland's got 4. And stolen bases, we have 5. We were 5 for 5 in that series. Okay, we'll take a look at the headline news. Brainiac Baseball Daily Beat. Oh, we got to go current. And we got to back it up. Oh, nope, it's just Tom Candiotti. What did he do? Because remember, we gave him that knuckleball. Let's look at his scouting. His first start as a Cub, he gave up 4 hits and 3 walks in 8 innings, struck out 4. There's no way to know, but that's a good game. All right. And transactions. Oh, I was looking at something yesterday. There we go. Let's get this right. Okay, so Dwight Evans re-signed with Montreal. Trying to work out a good deal. I mean, he's probably the only hitter they have that's any good. So he's back on the Expos. Good job. And Pete Harnish of the White Sox is going to miss a week. I don't think he's in the majors, though, right? No, he's in single A. Okay, let's pull up that box score and get out of here. Thanks for watching, guys. Like and or subscribe to the channel. We are going through an anniversary of the channel. We are putting up the quick hit series over here. I think we're up to number 32. If you want to check out some sports card pack and box openings. Quick hits are less than 5 minutes normally. And we try to find the best cards we can in under 5 minutes. So check out those videos if you like. The playlist will be over here. Player of the game, we're going to give it to Terry Kennedy. He had 2 doubles, 2 RBI. He struck out twice. Keith Comstock takes the loss. Kurt Kaufman comes in, pitches 2 innings in relief, and gets the win. Otis Nixon has a double and a home run. Because, yeah, of course. That's exactly what Otis Nixon would do. Oh, he had a shoe and a shot. He had a stolen base and a home run. So good job for Otis Nixon. I bet he doesn't get very many of those opportunities in a career. That'll do it. We're going to come back tomorrow and face the Twins with Dave Rosewa on the mound. Until then, everyone, have a great day.